the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What is the deal? It is your boy, Marley Benson. This is NFL Week 10. And y'all already know when I'm talking NFL, I got the homie Mr. LJ from Houston. What up, LJ? What's going down?
What's good, Marley? Happy Friday to you, sir. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
finish
Yes,
the
sir.
weekend. You know, it's time to get paid. Trying to get our looks in. See if we can get some money in this NFL Week 10, which I think we will, Marley, because I think we have 3 smash spots, bro, that we can
All right,
definitely attack.
Let's talk about them. Let's do it. Send out the link real quick. All right, we're gonna cover the whole card today. Some of them gonna be rapid fire, some of them we go sit down and take some time and chop it up with. Since we're doing the whole card today, let's fucking get started. I just got them in order. I don't want to say alphabetical order, whatever the order is, like you Asian and shit, put them in. So yeah. Do you have anything on this one or anything to talk about? Talking about the Giants and the Panthers in Germany, I believe this game will be played in.
No, I didn't have anything on this one. These are 2 bum teams that we really don't need to really spend a lot of time on. Favorites win when they're overseas. So if you just want to look at the favorite and just take the, Giants, I guess. But other than that, no, didn't have nothing on this game.
All right, let's keep it moving here. Let me see. Let's jump down. I'm trying to get all the bums out the way first so we don't have to skip around so much. What about this one?
Got anything? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right. Let's leave it here. Talking about the New England Patriots. They're going on the road to take on the Chicago Bears. The line is at -6. The total is at 38.5. Let me see what I can get on the injury report. Damn, for New England, this list is long. Jabril Pepper, safety, he's out. He has legal problems. I don't even know if I knew that. I don't know if that's old or new. Daniel Ecale, the defensive tackle, he's questionable with an abdominal injury. Michael Jordan, the guard, he's questionable with an ankle. Kyle Duggar, the safety, he's been downgraded to out with an ankle. Christian Ellis, the linebacker, is also downgraded to out with an abdominal. Vidarian Lowe, the tackle, he's questionable with a shoulder. Marte Mapu, the linebacker, also questionable with the shoulder. Alex Austin, cornerback, questionable with the shoulder. And Jaquel Roy, defensive tackle, questionable with the shoulder. Layden Robinson, guard, questionable with a shoulder. New England has a lot of questionable, just full of injuries. Chicago's not too much better. Martez Sweat, he's been upgraded to probable. I look at probable is probably going to play. He has a shin issue. Ryan Bates, the tackle, he's questionable. He has a shoulder. Jalen Johnson has been upgraded to, he's the cornerback for the Bears, upgraded to probable. Darrell Taylor, defensive end for the Bears, he's questionable. Downgraded to out, and downgraded to out. These next 3 names. Jaquel Brisker, the safety, has a concussion. Braxton Jones, the tackle, has a knee. Other tackle, Darnell Wright, also knee, MCL. Noah Sewell, linebacker, questionable with the knee. Upgraded to probable. The other cornerback, Terrell Smith. And the one everybody is probably most concerned about, Caleb Williams. He's probable with an ankle injury. And that's all I got on the list today. Damn. All right, LJ, what you got on this one?
Yeah, Marlon, it's one of the games I mentioned for is like a lot of these games, one team is above 500, the other team is below 500. And this is one of them. The Bears coming back home after disappointing loss versus the Cardinals, in my opinion. But they're back home, which they play better than they do on the road. 4-0 against the spread at home. They're 5-2 against the spread as a home favorite since 2022. They have a different quarterback, but they have a lot of success at home. And they're 3-1 versus teams below 500. So they have success there. And as far as the Patriots, I mean, not only is their injury list horrible, their record is horrible. They're 3-8 against the spread versus the NFC since 2022. 0-2 versus teams above 500. And not to mention, the Patriots have played 7 teams that are below 500. The only 2 teams that they played that was above 500 was the Texans and the 49ers. And guess what? They lost those games. Bad. Not to mention, they never had a lead on the road after the first quarter. Now, the Bears never had a lead after the first quarter all year as well. So I'm thinking the Bears are going to come out fast, establish the offense, dictate the tone of the game. And I believe they'll just carry that on all the way to the game. So I'm not going to take a side because I don't believe they're going to probably win by 6. That's just me, because it's still dealing with a rookie quarterback. So both of them actually, Drake May and Caleb, both of these are rookie quarterbacks. So
right.
All that I put into a factor. So I'll just rather just try to take the money line, but I'm going to take the under, under 38 and a half, because I don't believe the Patriots will be able to score enough points to even get close to that number. The Bears don't have to give us much. They can keep the lead, sit on the lead, and the defense can play, and they can just, tick the time off and walk off with a victory. It don't have to be by 6. Not to mention, this is going to be a trend throughout these games, is that the AFC on the road versus the NFC at home is 17-10 straight up. So I'd rather just take the money line, with the Bears, but I'm going to, for the show purposes, I'm taking the under 38 and a half.
All right. Yeah. Let me type that in here. Under Bears under 38 and a half.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 games I'm going under, so I'm just going to stick to that trend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I can't. There's no way I can back the Bears minus 6 points. It's almost a touchdown. That would be insane. But what I will say is they're 4-0 ATS at the crib. And this Patriots team, as you mentioned, bottom of the barrel when it comes to offensively, anyway, offensive rankings. Damn near last, kind of dead to last in the 20s. They definitely can't throw the ball. So they're ranked 32nd in pass. I think they only average like 150-ish yards per game, barely cracking 100 rushing yards per game. And they're only averaging 15 points a game. So I'm definitely with you on the under. If I'm not mistaken, let me get to my notes real quick. The Bears defense are about 17 points a game, only allowing 120 yards rushing and slightly under 200 yards rushing at passing at 199. So I don't think Drake May is going to be able to operate the offense personally. And me and you, we talk about this every time we talk about the Bears. We saw that defense up close as rocky or up and down as the offense is. The Bears defense is consistent and it's really good. Injuries kind of scare me, but I mean everybody's banged up. Because this is around the time of the year everybody gets banged up. I mean, it's the NFL. You saw a lot of shoulder injuries. You know what I mean? Questionable with a shoulder injury. You know, they go shoot that up. They go shoot that up before the game. We gonna go out there and play till it falls off. So I'm right there with you. I think Caleb can get us at least 20 points, 20-something odd points. I think the Bears actually covered the 6, but I can't put my money on this Bears offense to give me at least a touchdown. As bad as the Patriots offense plays, I'm not there just yet. But I do trust the defense. Maybe a Pats team total is something I might look at. Pats team total under also, depending on where it is. Definitely if I can get it at 15, 2 touchdowns, over 2. If I can get it over 2 touchdowns, I'll definitely take it under because I don't think they're scoring. I think that's their ceiling, 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? So if I can get like a under 15, 16, it's not up on my books yet. I don't know if you got it. But I would lean there, but I'm definitely with you with the under 35. Even though it's low, neither one of these teams are gonna, light it up offensively. We expect, and the Patriots defense isn't all that bad.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
I've definitely seen worse. We don't have to talk about the Cowboys. We're going to talk about a couple of these worst defenses here later on. It's not. it's low 20s ranked, I'm sure. I think when I looked it up, which like I said, it's not
You
great.
said team total for who?
For the Pats.
16 and a half.
I like that. They got to get 17, 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Yeah.
I don't think they get there. I don't know. I don't think they get there. I kind of like that. But I'm definitely with you with the under. I don't think they get there. I might take that. Drake May. They don't have a good offensive line. It's be hard to hold up on the blocks. I don't know, LJ. I don't think they get there. All right. I actually think that's kind of like the rest of the bum fights. I can talk about the rest of the games. I'm interested in your opinion on this one though. I don't know too much about the Cardinals. I haven't watched them a lot, but I'm starting to get interested in them. So we got the Jets going on the road to take on those Cardinals that I was just talking about. Jets trying to not revive, but keep their slim season playoff hopes alive. Cardinals, like I said, they're starting to catch my eye a little bit. So let's talk about it. The line is at, sorry, I'm scrolling. Cardinals plus 1.5, slight home dogs. The total is at 46.5. See what I can get us on this injury report real quick. I'm kind of interested in your opinion because I'm still not a believer in the Jets, even though they beat the Texans. But figure out injury report real quick. Start with the Jets. CJ Mosley, he's been downgraded to out. That's crucial. Linebacker. He has neck injury. Morgan Moses, the tackle, questionable. Knee injury. Solomon Thomas, the DN, he's questionable. Also with the knee injury. Tyler Conklin, the tight end, he's questionable with the knee injury. Alan Lazard has been upgraded to probable with the chest. That's the receiver, obviously. Ashton Davis at safety, he's been upgraded to probable. Jake Hansen, center, downgraded to out. And all these people are questionable. There's two guards, John Simpson, questionable with a groin. Vera Tucker, the other guard, Elijah Vera Tucker, he's questionable with an ankle. Shad Surratt, another linebacker, questionable with the heel. Michael Carter, the second, he's questionable with the back. Michael Carter is the safety. And Tony Adams, the other safety, he's been upgraded to probable. Will McDonald, the fourth, upgraded to probable defensive end. That's for the Jets. For the Cardinals, we have cornerback Sean Murphy Bunton. He's probable. He has a neck injury. Jalen Thompson, the safety, he's questionable with an ankle. DJ Dallas, backup running back, he's probable with the shin. And Naquan Jones, the other defensive tackle, he's been upgraded to probable. And that's all for the Cardinal side of things. Getting kind of interested here in the Cardinals, LJ. I think this is kind of one of your, not one of your teams, but I think you'd be having your eye on this team if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I pay attention to them. Another situation, AFC on the road versus the NFC at home. Like I mentioned, they do have that advantage so far in week 10, 17-10 straight up. And the Cardinals offensive side wise has the advantage for his rushing, total yards, and their defense. They've only given up 9 points their last 3 games, but I had to look at the schedule and see who the Cardinals have played.
Right.
And they're 1-0 versus teams that are below 500. They played 8 teams that are 500 or above, and they're 4-4. So they're pretty much even. So that lets me know that doesn't matter the competition that they play, they still give effort and they still give their game, So I believe the Cardinals will be in this game, but I'm going to go right back to an under. I just don't see the Jets putting up 20 points because the team total is 23.5 plus 100. I don't think they get to 23, and I think they're barely probably going to get to 20. You get what I'm saying? So, and I don't think the Cardinals have to score a lot to beat this team because Aaron Rodgers is not the same Aaron Rodgers. He may have the weapons with Adams and Lazard and, Gary Wilson. But At the same time, if you get him a situation 3rd and long, somewhere he has to make a crucial play, he's not that type of quarterback that can get out the pocket and make a play anymore. So it has to be in the pocket, which gives the defense an advantage if they have a nice defensive line and pass rush. So I think it's going under, but the fact that the Jets are 1-5 versus teams above 500, I probably would lean Arizona to win this game. Just because the history of the Jets, they're 3-11-1 against the spread in their last 15 games on the road. So, but I have to see Arizona keep winning in situations to where they're going up against a team to where it's just desperate. You know, the Jets are going to be desperate in every game. So I just don't want to have to slip up and think the Cardinals are going to win this game because the Jets are favored. You get what I'm saying? And the books don't lie. They're favored for a reason. Not to mention another streak I've been tracking, Marley. Road favorites are 22-6-1 against the spread since week 5. And that applies to the Jets right here, man. So I don't want to try to take a side and guess to see who's going to be more motivated to win this game. So I'll just take an under, under 46.5 is going to be my official play, just because I believe both teams are going to struggle to score and maybe a lot of field goals kicked in this game. Not to mention, I have a prop that I'm circled and interested. Aaron Rodgers interception. He had an interception in both of his NFC games he's played, and he had 7 interceptions on the season. 6 of those interceptions have came on the road. So that's one of the props I'm looking at. But other than the play, I'm on the under 46.5.
Yeah, man, I can't argue that play. I'm not at the window with anything on this one yet. I'm leaning Cardinals, man, but I don't know if that's me just saying because I'm not a believer in the Jets. I feel like the win against the Texans was more. There was opportunities for us to win that game, and I think that injuries play more of a role than anything. Don't get me wrong; they were getting to CJ. Our offensive line isn't the best, but the difference with CJ and Kyler is that Kyler is more willing and is going to take off a lot of those. They're not going to be able to just pin their ears back and rush. He's going to expose lane. They're going to kind of try to have to keep him bottled in. And the one thing that the Arizona Cardinals do well is run the ball. They got the 7th ranked rushing attack. Let me see how many yards per game they average. They're averaging 141. And as much as we talk about the Jets defense, or at least used to, the one thing they're not doing right now very well is stopping the run. They're still pretty good in the pass as far as at least rank-wise giving up passing yardage. But they're like in the 20s in rush yards allowed. And one thing, like I said, the Cardinals do is run the ball. And if you notice, LJ, Kyler Murray's up under center a lot more. Whoever the coach is completely changed the offense. They're not in the spread, just drop back. It's more, they're kind of changing more to an old school style football team. Like, we're going to run the ball, play action off Kyler, Marvin Harrison Jr. kind of looking all right now, and we're going to play defense behind it. So I lean Cardinals. You know what? Show purposes, put me on the Cardinals because I'm still not a buyer of the Jets yet. I'm with you when I think that Aaron Rodgers is not the Aaron Rodgers that we grew up watching in Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say grew up watching, but the Aaron Rodgers of old for Green Bay. Like you said, he's a statue in the pocket. He's what, 40?
Pretty much.
41, 40, 39? Like,
yeah, somewhere around there.
Coming off an Achilles injury. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on the under. I think it'll be a tight game. I think the Cardinals pull away with it. They played the tougher opponents. They've played the tough schedule. I feel like if the Jets lost that game last week, we'd be talking about them in a completely different light. I think that game that they won, I just think it was more so circumstances than the Jets. they definitely didn't dominate the game. I don't think they took the game. You know, I just think we failed. Well, I keep saying we, but the Texans failed to make some of the plays when they needed to be made. They were there, just didn't make them. And you know, the Jets did, I guess. But I'm not there yet to take them on the road against a Cardinal team that's been playing pretty good. So that's where I stand on that one. Let's keep it moving. Where shall we go next? Let's go here. Let's keep it in order. Bills, Colts. Got something here? All right. Let's talk about it. The Buffalo Bills are going on the road to take on the Indianapolis Colts, Mr. Joe Flacco himself. The line is at the Colts +4. The total is at 46.5. Let me pull up this injury report real quick. Initial thoughts, LJ.
Under. Bills on the road. It's been a trend that we've been following the last 21 games on the road. 16 out of the last 21 games have gone under on the road. So, automatic bet for me. Another situation where the road favorite, 22-6-1 against the spread since week 5. So they're road favorite for a reason. Colts, 2-4 versus teams above 500. Bills, 6-0 versus teams below 500. So it was easy for me, Marley. I don't have to pick a side. I lean Bills just because I believe they are the better team. But 11-4 to the under since 2022 as a road favorite. 16 out of the last 21 road games have gone under. Easy play for me, under 47.5. I don't think Flacco will be able to put up enough points. Team total is over 20.5, -120. And they got the Bills at 27. It's 26.5 +100. So I don't think the Bills have to get to 26. And even if the Colts do get to 20, I still think it goes under for the most part. So I can see a 23-20 game. That's 43. Boom. We land on under.
You think the Bills can get to 30?
To 30?
Yeah.
They probably could if the Colts, let's just say, throw a pick 6 or turn the ball over on their side of the field. But to drive down the field and score 30, I don't think they have to do that. I just think they're going to play defense, make it tough for Flacco. And I just think they'll be able to just score a couple of times and sit on the lead. But the Colts can run the ball. And Jonathan Taylor is good at home. You know, I got it circled. 9 out of his last 11 home games, he scored a touchdown. So I know the Colts are going to try to establish the run because you can run on the Bills, but I don't believe the time of possession is still 23 minutes. So even if they do run the ball, I don't think they'll be able to convert third downs enough to stay on the field long enough to be able to sustain any drives. So I think Buffalo has that advantage as well. But I don't want to have to take a side. I don't feel like I have to in this game because I just think it's too many points. So under 46.5. Easy play for me.
Gotcha. The total scares me a little bit. I agree with the play. I think if the Bills score 30, that's what I just keep. They've scored 30, 34, 32, I think 36 or some shit like that. The last 30, 31, 34, their last 3 games. All right, Miami, Seattle, Tennessee. You know,
not too much defensive restricted there.
The Colts is not like the Colts are, motherfucking Steelers or Ravens.
So what have they allowed the last 3 games? What have the Colts allowed?
What have the Colts allowed the last 3 games?
Yeah, see that'll be more.
The Colts have allowed 21, 23, and 16.
There you go.
Those offenses were Minnesota, Houston, and Miami.
So hey, there you go. No one went over 25.
That's true. I still don't know. I mean, fucking Bills are rolling right now.
They are.
For that reason, I don't think the four doesn't bother me. Maybe a 6 or 7 would, but I think this will be at least a touchdown. The Colts can't. And while we were talking, I was looking that up. What do the Colts do well defensively?
No, not too much, man. They give it up 400 yards, 133 rushing. Not too much.
Right. So, and statistically wise, it's the Bills are not like ranked very high. Like in passing yards, they're ranked 15th. They're getting 214-ish a game, rushing yards 120 a game. So it's not like the best, but what they do is they convert in the red zone. They're fifth in scoring. 28 points a game. So that's why I'm like, can they get to 30? They average 21 points a game. Let's say, all right, maybe the Colts hold them to 24, like you said. All right, they don't get over 25. I don't think the Colts get to 20. So I like your under. I'm just scared they might get to 30. I don't think the Colts get to 20 though.
I don't think so either.
Maybe 17.
Yep, I see 17.
So I'm comfortable with the 4. Josh Allen, he's been fucking balling, bro. He's been balling. And it's not his time. This is the time that he balls, though.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. This is the time. This is the time that he shows up. This is the time where it's like, oh, Josh Allen for MVP. And then we get to the playoffs. And hopefully that doesn't happen this year unless he's playing the Texans. Then I hope all that shit happens. But with that being said, yeah, I don't buy the Colts defense even at the crib being able to stop Josh Allen and the rest of this Bills offense, especially you got Amari Cooper. I think he's back. He's questionable. Another week in the offense. Hopefully I'm assuming he's getting acclimated to what's going on out there. And the Colts are just terrible. They can't, like you said, they can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. They're 30th in rush yards allowed, 24th in passing yards allowed, and 13th in points allowed. So I just don't think they get there. Point differential, they allow 21 and give up 21. I don't even we talk about this all the time. We talk about this point differential stuff all the time. Meanwhile, the Bills, they're averaging 28 points and they're only giving up 18. So I'm fairly comfortable with the 4 on the road. I think the Bills will be up for it. Give me that minus. I'll gladly take that -4 and put it in my back pocket with no worries. I feel good about it.
The trend is in your favor.
Right. What's that record again?
22 6-1 against the spread since week 5. Road favorites.
I like my odds. Since we're in talking about the Texas division, let's keep talking about the Texas division some more. I'm talking about the Jaguars. They're at the crib. They got the Vikings going on the road to take on Jacksonville. The line is at 7.5. 7, excuse me. The total is at 43.5. And let me pull up the injury report real quick, and we will take it away. Man, what's going on with the Jags? That was like last year's up and coming new team. Trevor Lawrence finally looked like he was about to do something and do shit. And it will show you just like that. All right. Injury report. Blake. Balaki. Blake Cashman, linebacker. He's questionable. This is Minnesota. He's questionable with a toe injury. Caleb Evans. He's upgraded. He has a hip injury. He's the cornerback. And JJ McCarthy. Ivan Pace Jr., the linebacker, he's questionable. He has a knee injury. Gabriel Murphy, the other linebacker, he's been upgraded. He has undisclosed. And Taki Taramani, the defensive tackle, has been upgraded to probable. That's all you got on the Minnesota side. Jacksonville, guard, Brandon Sheriff, he's questionable with a knee injury. Safety, Andrew Wingard, he's questionable with the knee injury as well. Backup running back Dearness Johnson, he's questionable with the hamstring. Ezra Cleveland tackle downgraded to out. He has an ankle. Upgraded to questionable is Devin Duvernay, the safety with the lower body injury. The other receivers been upgraded to questionable. Gabriel Davis, he has a shoulder injury. Safety Daniel Thomas is questionable with a hamstring injury. Trevor Lawrence obviously downgraded to out, an upper body injury. Mac Jones is expected to get his first start of the season. Brian Thomas Jr., receiver, questionable chest injury. Mason Smith downgraded to out, defensive tackle, ankle injury. And Keelan Robinson, the running back, he's questionable with a toe injury. LJ, the line is 7.5. Totals at 43.5. What you got?
This is one of the smash spots that I
was hoping you said that this was one of those.
It's definitely one of these because the Minnesota Vikings, not only are they 2-0 already versus this division, the AFC South, they're 3-0 versus teams that are below 500. Not to mention two key stats right here. Mm-hmm. The NFC North, Marley, versus the AFC South is 9-2 straight up on the season. They pretty much own our division. That's not crazy. To mention the NFC. Not to mention the NFC on the road versus the AFC at home. 11-5-3 against the spread. Another road favorite. 22-6-1 against the spread since week 5. All those things point to the Minnesota Vikings, and they're facing a team that is 0-2 versus this division, NFC South. They're 2-7 versus they're below 500. That's their record. 2-7. They're below 500. They're 0-5 versus teams that are above 500. 0-7 turnover differential. You mentioned Trevor Lawrence is now hurt, and they bringing in Mac Jones. And it's unfortunate that Mac Jones has to come into this game because I think this Minnesota defense is going to cause havoc on this team because the Jaguars are one of the worst teams, probably the worst team in the NFL. If you look at statistic-wise, the fact that they give up 29 points, 400 yards, 200 and some yards rushing on the ground, I mean, Minnesota's going to have a field day if they really want to. But I just believe they'll come out early, jump on them in the first half, and pretty much sustain throughout the game because Mac Jones is not going to be able to do anything versus this team. I mean, he's coming into a game where the Minnesota Vikings are going to be looking to tear the Jaguars apart, man. So, all that said, I am heavily on that 7.5. I see it at 7 at BetOnline. Either one, it don't matter. I believe they win.
I put the lines in like right before we did the show. So if there's any movement since then,
it don't matter. We can take 7.5. We can take 10.5. Minnesota Vikings are going to take care of this team very, very easily. I don't even believe it's going to be a sweat. Not to mention, they fit the category of the 4 positions, statistical positions that I pay attention to when I'm capping games. Third down percentage, they're top 10. Red zone efficiency, they're top 10. Turnover differential, the Minnesota Vikings are top 10. So that fits my criteria of a team that I'm always going to bet the spread because if you can create third downs and sustain the offense and you win the turnover battle and you can score in the red zone, I can pretty much depend on you to win against the spread. So Minnesota Vikings, minus the 7, locked and loaded.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I don't think it's excuse me. I don't think there's much more I can add to that. I agree everything you said. I was thinking about leaning on the under. I kind of felt we both would be on this smash spot because I don't see this Jacksonville offense being able to do anything. Got Mac Jones coming in. I don't know how well he knows the offense, but he's the backup quarterback for a reason.
Right.
So when you got a backup in, obviously the playbook's going to be compacted a little bit more. Probably going to try to run the ball a lot more. And the Vikings don't give up nothing on the run.
Nothing.
They're allowing about 83 yards rushing the game. They're the number 3 ranked rushing defense. So what you want to do is attack them in the pass. That's where they're vulnerable at, as far as like passing yards. But do we think Mac Jones is gonna be able to exploit this Vikings pass defense? I personally don't. So I'm very comfortable laying this heavy here. I think this is a get right game. And I know they're coming off a win, but they're also coming off 2 losses back previous before that. So I don't think the confidence is necessarily as high as it was the first 5 or 6 weeks. So I think this is a good smash, get right mentally game. Let's click on all cylinders and get back rolling. I should have looked up who they played next week, just to make sure it wasn't a trap game.
The Vikings?
Yeah. Because that's about the only thing that would concern me is them overlooking the Jags. Other than that,
they play the Titans.
Yeah. Smash. Definitely a time to get back rolling, string together along some wins. He won last week against the Colts at home. Go on the road, get a win this week, get another win against the Titans, and for a 3-game win streak. So yeah, I'm very favorite here. Hey, do you got the team totals? Because you waiting to have what's Vikings, the team totals for the Vikings?
Over 24.5.
That's close.
Yeah.
They don't have to get 25. Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna need to get that.
Yeah. You know they're not.
and they're not like the most explosive offense. But the Jags are just they're so bad. They're so bad defensively. They're not bad at the run though. They're 9th rush yards allowed.
Let me see how much they've been giving up.
100, just like I got like barely over 100 yards or 100.
No, I'm talking about points. They've given up 28 points.
Oh, they're giving up 28 points a game.
They're giving up points, man. But
they're getting
the fact that it's at 24.5 because they're giving up 30 points in their last 3 out of the last 4. So you're saying that they only have to get to 25, the Vikings? That lets me know that the Vikings ain't really trying to put up points like that.
Right. And that would be my thing. But yeah, I agree. We're both on the 7. That's why I think the under is going to cash too, because
more than likely,
if I mean total under 43.5. Because if they're only scoring 24, 25, let's even give them 27.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think the Jags are going to crack 20? I don't.
Mac Jones? I mean, no.
I don't know if I give him 14. You know what I mean? I think this would be a good under. You know what? This is definitely a smash spot. This is going to go on my teaser as well. No, this is not a teaser because I don't like the 6 like that. But I'm definitely smashing the 7 for sure.
Definitely.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let's go here. Falcons and the Saints. Boy, Michael Thomas say basically he don't fuck with that boy David Carr. That's crazy. Derek Carr.
I heard that.
They say that boy tried to get Olave hurt. David Carr was like, man, it's crazy. Because David Carr like known to be like a nice guy and a nice teammate. Mm-hmm. And I've never heard anybody talk shit about him. So it's weird. Michael Smith is like, basically like fuck that nigga. I don't fuck with that nigga. Anyway. The line is at for talk about the Falcons going on the road. Kurt, my first cousin out there shining with the offense to New Orleans. The line is that the Saints are home dogs plus 3.5. The total is at 46. Let me check this injury report real quick. Like we'll start with the Falcons. Grady Jarrett, defensive tackle, has been upgraded to probable. Center Drew Damien's been is questionable with an ankle injury. Drake London left last game with a hip injury. He's questionable. And JD Bertrand has been downgraded to out. He had a concussion. That is the linebacker. For the Saints. There we go. For the Saints, We got guard Lucas Patrick. He's been downgraded to out. He has a calf injury. Jamal Williams, the running backs, downgraded to doubtful. He has a groin injury. Cedric Wilson, the receiver, downgraded to out. He has a shoulder injury. JT Gray, the cornerback, is questionable. Will Harris, the safeties, upgraded to questionable. And Shane Lemieux, the guard, questionable knee injury. Chris Olave is still out, as I mentioned earlier. He has a concussion. John Ridgway, the tackle, he's questionable with an oblique injury. And we already knew Rashid's out for the season with the knee. Kool-Aid McKinstry, he's downgraded, the cornerback. He has a hamstring, and Rico Payton, the cornerback, is questionable with a back injury. LJ, Atlanta, Kirk Cousins. No Drake London, or Drake London's questionable. He's banged up.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I really didn't. I'm not at the window with this game per se, but I would do Falcons money line. I wouldn't trust it on the spread because it's a division game. Even though the Saints are trash, and the Falcons are undefeated in their division. They're 4-0, haven't lost a game yet. They're also 3-0 on the road, so they haven't lost a game on the road yet. So that's not something I'm trying to just say, oh, the Saints just gonna come in and just beat this different team since Dennis Allen got fired. Those are still the same players, and Derek Carr is still Derek Carr. And the Falcons are not a pushover. They're possibly going to win this division. So I don't see what the Saints could do any differently to stumble up the Atlanta Falcons in this game. The Saints are 2-10 against the spread in the last 12 games at home. Not to mention, they're 0-4 versus teams 500 or above. And that's what the Falcons fit. They are 500 or above. So no official play on it. Not to mention another scenario, road favorite, 22-6-1 against the spread since week 5. So I would take Falcons on the money line, probably parlay it with something else, just to have a little nice little parlay. Like this could probably go in the $5 come up. Say a Falcons money line for the most part. But other than that, not too much on this.
I like it. I think the morale in the Saints locker room is down. Not necessarily because they fired the head coach, but I'm sure that plays a role. I don't think they get the momentum boost that you get when you fire the head coach. Typically, it doesn't even feel that way. It feels like they just traded. I was going to say Marshawn Lattimore, but it's not Marshawn. Is it Marshawn?
Yeah, it is. It's Marshawn.
It's Marshawn. Marshawn Lattimore. So it's like you fired the coach, you're trading away the best players. It's like a fire sale. And it's like, what the fuck we got to play for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
what's the motivation?
What's the motivation for the Saints this week? Why are they going to go out there and try? I mean, obviously they want to look good on film. You playing for your contract. Obviously, you don't want to get fired. You don't want to act like that. But like, if that game gets out of hand, if the Falcons go up 14, you know what I mean? Like, what's the motivation to like dig hard, try to come up out of there?
Yeah.
So, I'm with you definitely on the money line. I don't think I can get to the window with the 3.5. I haven't yet. Mainly the Drake May thing, but I think there's enough weapons left. Moody's been good. The Saints are allowing 259 yards through the air a game and almost, not quite, 150 yards rushing. So I think Cousins can carve this defense up. I know it's still a division game. Falcons are clearly in the lead in the division. I think that's enough motivation to not sleep on the Saints because it is a division game, and it's not like we're just playing a bum. So I don't mind giving up the 3 here and rocking with the Cardinals and rocking with First Cousins here and the Falcons. Probably should have went first half, but I like full game. This is definitely going on my teaser though. For sure. All right. I haven't made it to the window. Who's your play on this game? Did you say under? Or did you say no play?
No. Money line. Falcons money line if I had to play.
All right. I haven't made it to the window with this next one. And I don't know where to go with it yet. Where is it? Oh, shit. Talking about this game right here. Bucks and the 49ers going on the road, taking on Mr. Baker fucking Mayfield. Baker's had a hell of a career in the NFL so far. Man, talk about roller coaster. Shit. But stuck it out though. Baker one tough ass kid. I like Baker, man. Sometimes he can be annoying, but kid. Guy's tough. I like his personality, a little arrogant, but I rock with it. Let's talk about it. 49ers going on the road to take on Tampa. The line is at 6.5. The total is high, 50.5. Let's look at the injury report and see if any of the Avengers are coming back and who's playing, who's not. Talk about the Avengers. We're talking about the 49ers. Receiver Chris Conley, he's been downgraded to out. Christian McCaffrey's probable. I think we're going to test that Achilles for the first time this season. Today, Travarius Ward, the cornerback, he's been downgraded to out. Debo upgraded to probable. Defensive tackle Kevin Givens downgraded to out. Juwan Jennings, receiver, he's been upgraded to probable. He got the hip injury. And Jordan Mason, running backs probable, but they got McCaffrey, so we'll see how that goes. And safety Malik Mustafa, he's questionable. His injury is undisclosed. On Tampa side, obviously we know about the raw receivers, Mike Evans and not Sterling Shepard. Chris Godwin, both out for the season. Sterling Shepard is upgraded to probable. He has a hamstring. Baker's on here. He's probable. He has a toe. Jordan Whitfield is questionable. He has a quad. Defensive tackle Greg Gaines is questionable. He has a calf. Evan Deckers, the center, he's questionable with a hamstring. Jalen McMillan, receiver, questionable with a hamstring. And safety Tyke Smith is questionable with a knee injury. Baker showed us that he can compete last week without his guys, and that's what makes this kind of like interesting. Was that like a one-off? Did the Chiefs maybe take it for granted that they were banged up as they were? Was that all the Bucks had? They pretty much lost the division because Atlanta's beaten them twice. So it's going to be tough. They're fighting, I guess, for a wild card spot. Can Baker and the Bucks take themselves up for whatever they got left and pull out a W? Or you got the 49ers going in and taking care of business and cover?
Yes, sir. Second smash spot on the card. 49ers minus the 6.5, my friend. They're coming off a bye. They're 4-0 versus teams that are below 500. Tampa Bay, short week, overtime loss. They've lost their last 4 games versus teams that are 500 or above. And they're going against a desperate team that is now getting healthy. Christian McCaffrey's coming back to the lineup. So I believe the 49ers smash in this spot, Marley. And I'm going to take it early because the 49ers are a team that likes to smash you early. So I'm not only on the 6.5 full game, I'm on the first half over 24.5 minus 105 because I believe the 49ers will probably put up 21 points in the first half, and Tampa Bay will probably give me 3, maybe 6, 2 field goals. Who knows? But I believe the 49ers are going to come out here and make a statement. The total is 50.5 for a reason because both of these teams have combined 12-5 to the over. So I definitely can see the full game going over, but I don't even want to touch it. because I'm comfortable with taking the first half over, and I'm comfortable with taking the 49ers on the spread, -6.5, because I believe they definitely will win by more than a touchdown. Because Tampa Bay's too banged up. I don't think they have enough hogs. And I think the 49ers are the desperate team. Not to mention, Marley, once again, road favorites.
Favorite on the road.
All lines up, buddy, to the 49ers.
What is the 49ers team total?
27.5.
Oh my God, I think that's high.
27.5. Yes, that is a lot of points. So, but I believe they're gonna come early because they don't really have to score in the second half. They can score early, make Tampa Bay play from a deficit, and we already know Baker's just gonna be slanging the ball. And guess what? That's probably gonna come with interceptions because he's had 9 interceptions on the year, and 5 of them have come at home.
Well, it's because the last 5 games, here are the totals for the Bucks. Atlanta 30-36.
Yeah.
New Orleans 51-27. Baltimore 31-41. Atlanta again 26-31. Kansas City 24-30. So all of these totals have basically cleared 50 easily.
Yes.
Then I go look at San Fran, and their last 5 is New England 30-13. New England can't score though, right? Arizona 23-24. Arizona's going to run the ball, slow the game down, but you still got 47. Seattle 36-24. We're over. KC 28-18. They got smacked up that game. I don't think they're ready to play. Dallas 30-24. I think the thing that scares me off the total going over is that I don't know if we're gonna get the points we need from the Bucks.
Mm-hmm. But also take this in mind. You would think Christian McCaffrey adds a touchdown to the 49ers. At least one.
I agree with that. But does he take away from somebody because of the game plan? Like, are we going to run the ball more if Christian's healthy?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to slow the game down a little bit more. I'm assuming this. But my thing is, I'm comfortable with the over if I knew. I don't know how to take the Bucks injuries offensively. Like, Baker did okay last game without all his weapons, but damn, he's missing like 3 raw receivers, bro. You know what I'm saying? He put up 24 points against the Chiefs, took it to overtime, had a nice fucking game, but no Godwin, no Mike Evans, and now Sterling Shepard. He's probable, but he has a hamstring. You know, hamstrings are kind of one of some of those injuries. I kind of want to take this under here. I don't know. I'm off this one as of right now. Can't make a list on this one because I really want to say. Then the 49ers are coming off a bye week. They might have a defensive plan coming up. The defense isn't bad. It's not what we're accustomed to seeing from San Fran, but coming off a bye, the defense is only allowing 22 points a game, 100 yards rushing, barely over 200 yards passing. I don't know. I want to smash that 49ers spot with you, but I'm scared.
I'm not. Shanahan off a bye?
No, I know. I get it. Can't deny it. I get it. Another game I'm curious about.
It's a good one.
Haven't quite made it to the window quite yet. Don't know exactly how I want to come at it. Talk about the Steelers and Commanders. Everybody know I've been on the Steelers. God damn it, since week 1.
Yes, you have. How's that looking? Have you kept track of it?
I have not kept track of it. That's the sad thing about it. Should have, but I haven't. Steelers, they're going on the road to take on the Washington Commanders. The line is at -2.5. The total is at 45. Let's look at the injury report real quick. Like for the Steelers, We're talking about Cordell Patterson upgraded to probable. Preston Smith linebacker questionable. Just got acquired, so it's probably why he's not playing. Tyler Matakovich, the linebacker, he's questionable. He has a hamstring. And I believe that is Nick Herberg, the linebacker. He's been downgraded to out. He also has a hamstring. The center, Zach Frazier, he's been upgraded to probable. I think he missed last game, if I'm not mistaken. That's it for the Steelers, though. On the Washington side, Cornelius Lucas, the tackle, downgraded to out. Marshawn Lattimore just got there. Andrew Wiley, the guard, he's questionable with a shoulder. Austin Siebert, the kicker, questionable with a hip. Brian Robertson, the running back, downgraded to out. Important piece with the hamstring. For Darian Mathis, defensive tackle, is upgraded to probable. And Colin Yanksoff, the tight end, is out with a hamstring. Very, very interesting to hear. Yeah, interested in hearing what you got to say about this one, LJ. Steelers in Washington.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game. Both teams have been playing very, very well. Commanders 7-1-1 against the spread, 4-1 in their last 5, and they're 4-0 at home. And like I mentioned, I've been telling you the streak of they've scored in 34 of their last 35 quarters, either a field goal or a touchdown. They've scored it. But I looked at the Steelers' schedule. They have not allowed a team to score in every single quarter in their games. So something has to give in this game. And I'm really seriously thinking about trying to find like a little game prop to where the Commanders don't score in every quarter. Because I believe the Steelers could possibly end that streak. Not to say they're going to win the game, but I just believe they're good enough defense to keep them, a quarter without getting scored on. But the Steelers, 6-2 record, 2-0 versus teams above 500, man. 7-0 straight up in their last 7, coming off a bye. But I saw the teams that they played, their last 4 games. This is the competition for the Steelers. Giants, Jets, Raiders, Dallas. 10-25 record in their last 4 games in their opponents. And I looked up the Commanders. NFC East versus the AFC North, 7-4 straight up on the season. So the NFC East pretty much takes care of the NFC North division. But all that said, Marley, I go back to the AFC on the road versus the NFC at home, 17-10 straight up. So I'm probably gonna have to keep taking Washington, man, until they show me anything different. I mean, I don't think Russell Wilson will be able to pick apart that defense per se. He takes a lot of chances, and Steelers need a lot of big plays to execute for them to be a successful offense, in my opinion, because they're not usually a team that could just go methodically down the field 80 yards on you and get a touchdown. It's kind of systematic when it comes to Russell Wilson. He'll make a big throw down the field, 1 or 2 to get them in a position, but he's not doing that all game for the most part.
Mike Tomlin loves that.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. And Washington defense is no slouch. They've given up points in the past, but Dan Quinn has came over there and changed that defense, man. So it's not like they're giving up a lot of points now. I heard the stat about Tomlin going against a rookie quarterback. He's very good versus the spread versus a rookie quarterback. But I would be interesting to go back and see what were those rookie quarterbacks. Because Jay Daniels is not your average rookie quarterback. You get what I'm saying? So I believe he can make plays. He's putting up 29 points a game. And I believe they will be right there to win it. So all that said, I haven't bet it yet. But heavy lean to the Commanders minus the 2.5, because I believe if they have to walk it off because they have a field goal kicker that could kick 60, you get what I'm saying? If they have to walk it off with a field goal, I believe they can walk it off and cover that 3. and win by 3 on the field goal. So heavy lean Commanders minus 2.5.
Yeah, to me, this game's gonna boil down to can the Steelers front TJ Watt and those guys, can they get to Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
Can they rattle? Can they knock him off? Knock him out the pocket. Well, you want to keep him inside the pocket because you don't want him running around. I don't know if they're able to do. I don't know how that's going to work out. That's the game that has to be played right there. I think can they get him, because as good as the Steelers defense is, or I bet on it and they cashed for me throughout the year. The pass defense ain't really that good. You know what I mean? The pass rush is great. The run defense is phenomenal. They're allowing less than 100 yards a game, but they're allowing over 220 yards passing per game. For reference, the Commanders are allowing less than that. And they're on the road on top of that with them being at home. So, and like we were talking about, like you said, about the Steelers offense, it's not very fluent. It's not a lot of drives down the field, like you said. They get in a lot of third downs, and Russell, to me, honestly, Russell just throws that hoe up in the air a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I know he's been known to always throw like a beautiful deep pass, but some of these ain't looking like beautiful deep pass to me. These are like, just throw that hoe up. Hey, make a fucking play. I'm gonna throw it up there for you and put it in the area. Just make a play. He's not necessarily escaping the pocket like he used to. He still can get out and buy a little bit of time, but I still don't think they have quite enough weapons just yet. Like I said, Dan Campbell got the defense turned around a little bit. They're doing a lot better than they were at the beginning of the season for sure. Like I said, they're allowing only 100. They only allow 20 points a game. So 186 yard passing, 140 yards rushing. So they're not bad. That's actually 6th in passing and 25th in rushing. And that, to me, is going to be the key. But offensively, man, they're fucking scoring. They're 3rd in scoring. 29 points a game, 230 yards passing, over 150 yards rushing. I think that's going to be another key. No Brian Robertson. And can they run the ball against this Steelers defense? If they can run the ball, because I believe they can pass the ball, then I don't know how many stops we can count on the Steelers defense to get. If this game was in Pittsburgh, I may have a different pick here, but I'm gonna do what you did against the Falcons. I'm gonna just money line the Commanders. What if they're down 2 field goals, some shit like that? I don't know. Just 3. I think me and PJ start this shit under 3, and we're kind of like, just go ahead, money line it. It's supposed to be a tight game. It's 2.5 for a reason. It's gonna be close. I don't want to play with field goals. Just money line me, please. But yeah, I like the Commanders here. Home field. I think home field gives them the slight edge here.
Definitely.
All right. Let's talk about the only undefeated team that's left in the NFL right now through 10 weeks here. Talking about the Chiefs. Man, why didn't the Texans? Do you think the Texans gave a look to Hop?
I don't know.
Do you think we should have given a look to Hop?
No.
After Diggs went down, and Nico has a hamstring.
No, he deserved to go where he went.
So, do you think he would have came back? Not over the Chiefs.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how valuable the Chiefs was. Like, was that sitting there for him to choose from, or did it just stumble up overnight? You get what I'm saying? I don't know.
Because I'm going to the Chiefs too if I'm him. I mean, if I want to ring,
of course. At least right now, you get what I'm saying?
Do you think that puts them over the top? What do you think about the trade?
I believe they're going back to the Super Bowl because every year that they've won the Super Bowl, they've made a trade during the season, and it was a receiver. You know what I'm saying? They got Tony, they got Rice, and then they just got Hopkins. So every year they've made a transaction at the receiver. They went to the Super Bowl.
So they make history. Well, you don't know who they're playing.
I will put money on it. I will put money on it. If they get to the Super Bowl,
Lions.
I don't care who it is. If the Chiefs get to the Super Bowl, I am betting they're going to win that. No doubt. No doubt about it. I don't care who they play.
Well, let's talk about this game. Broncos going on the road, take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Lions at -8. Total 41.5. Check the injury report real quick before we talk about it. Start with the Broncos. Shortest list I've seen thus far. PJ Locke, third safety. Questionable thumb injury. And that is about it. Everybody else has been on IR. Oh, Tyler Batty, the running back, he's out indefinitely with a back injury. For the Chiefs, Mahomes, he was hobbling last game. Obviously, he's going to play, but we know the ankle is a little ginger. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's been downgraded to out. He still has the hamstring he's dealing with. Michael Dana, the DN, he's questionable with a pectoral injury. Tershawn Wharton, defensive tackle, questionable with a knee injury. Nazir Johnson, questionable cornerback. He had a concussion. And that's all for the Chiefs. All right, LJ, we know the Chiefs are famously known in the betting world to not cover big spreads. The line is at -8. Total's at 41. I think that 41 tells us a lot of what they think about the Broncos offense.
Yeah, sure does.
What do you got for me?
I mean, Chiefs, man. I mean, they haven't lost the game yet. So
you think they cover though?
Over the total?
No, you think they cover?
I mean, 8's funky. You get what I'm saying? That's a funky number.
It is a funky number. Like why you couldn't just set it at 7 or even 7.5?
Yeah, why you
just
have it at that? You got 8? Yeah, that's funky. Like who wins by 8? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, but I mean, hey, this is a parlay piece, man. Chiefs money line. You know what I'm saying? With something parlay because I don't see them losing to Buffalo. Like unless they just give it up. Like we don't care about this game. But a rookie quarterback on the road versus the divisional, powerhouse of the, the league.
Spags gonna heat his ass up.
It's just too much of an advantage on the Chiefs side, and the Broncos just coming off a horrible loss versus the Ravens and. The Chiefs could be just as good as the Ravens. You get what I'm saying? It's equal competition is what I'm saying that the Broncos going to have to face in 2 weeks in a row. Not to mention they're 0-3 versus teams above 500. So
this is a divisional game.
Yeah, this is a divisional game. They're already 2-0.
What's Patrick's working in the division? It's something retarded.
I mean, they're 17-1 and straight up in the last 18 versus the Broncos. Not to mention Patrick Mahomes in the month of November. 18-3 against the spread. 2-0 versus division so far. So yeah, I don't want to take an 8. I believe that's kind of funky. So I'll just parlay the money line with something else.
Yeah, I get it. I'm basically half-ass right there with you. Because Mahomes is hurt, and like how much are they going to risk? Trying to cover this 8, scoring a lot of points. Like if the game's won, they're probably going to run the ball a lot, get the ball out of Mahomes' hands quick. I don't think they're worried about scoring a bunch of points or covering the spread. And Bo Nix, I said this last time we covered them. I forgot who they were playing, but like they don't push the ball downfield. Bo Nix ain't playing bad, but like everything he's thinking dunk and run the ball.
Yeah, it's tough to give yards with
yeah, so like they're not scoring. So I'll give them credit for not necessarily pushing the ball downfield. If Patrick wasn't banged up, I would think this would be like the Ravens game. You know what I mean? Like, and I know you watch a lot of Nick White too. Nick White said, and I'm starting to agree with him. The Chiefs offensively do shit. They use the games as practice. I'm starting to agree.
I agree with that.
theory. They use the games to be like, this is shit we can try and we'll see if it works because we already know.
Yeah.
We just playing for the playoffs in the Super Bowl. That's it. We're that good, you know. And like Nick said in the last game, he was, the Bucks made them break out a couple of those plays that they probably had in their back pocket. It made them say, okay, now it's time to stop trying shit and let's do what we do. Let's play. And I think you might get a lot of that today, Sunday. So the spread, it's like I can't bet 8 on a team that plays with other teams. Right. They playing around. So and Patrick hasn't, and I think that's part of the reason why too. Patrick hasn't been, the numbers don't suggest he's been as good as he is, because all he does is just like turns it on when he needs to turn it on, because they're just out there fucking bullshit. I don't want to say bullshitting, but you know what I'm saying? They're out there getting prepared for the playoffs, which is like insane when you think about it. So with that being said, I think the under might be live, but 41 is so fucking low. I might look at what's the team totals.
Let me look. Kansas City got Buffalo on deck too. Remember that.
Got who?
They got Buffalo on deck.
Another reason why,
probably that's why it's just no money lining, bro. I can see this easily being 17-10.
Yes, I can see that.
Team total: Broncos 16.5, Kansas City 24.5.
16 and 24. Damn, I thought you was gonna say like 21, 22, 24. Because I'm thinking that's like might be what they land on. So he said 17, 24. That's one more touchdown. I can easily see 21. That's tough. Pass.
Yeah.
Pass. It's all right. Oh, there's 3 games left. I kind of want to. This the least one I want to talk about. I guess the Monday nighter. Or at least I have the least. You don't got nothing on this one.
I got
all right. I'll lean Rams money line. They're at the crib. I can't bet on a team where I feel like the quarterback is one hit away from being knocked out. Exactly. No offense to Tua, but like this the NFL, bro. We get hit hard. The niggas hit hard, bro. And like I can't bet on a guy that every time he get tackled, I'm like, oh shit.
Even the other team yelling, get down. The other team is yelling for you to get down.
I can't put my money. I can never put my money on the Dolphins.
That's just crazy to me.
Not the rest of this season. I personally can't. I don't care how good he's playing. I hope he stays concussion free though. But yeah, I don't got much on that.
Did you hear what I just said? The other team
I know,
was yelling
him to get down. It's insane. And I think too, like their division is done. You know what I mean? Like the Bills have won that division. At best, they're playing for a wild card spot. While the Rams, they're still alive. I think they're in front of the division right now, but everybody's still
Arizona's leading the division right
but they're only a game behind.
Yeah, they can easily catch them.
Yeah, because everybody's close in that division. So definitely motivated. Got a win last week. I lean Rams. It's the Monday nighter, so we'll see what happens on that one. All right, let's talk about the 2 Texas teams. And we'll start with those guys. The other team in Texas, up 45. The Weirdos. I just think they're kind of weird up there. But still don't mess with Texas if you're not from Texas. Feel me? So, Eagles and Cowboys. Eagles been on a little streak themselves, looking pretty good. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, you can tell by your timelines that it ain't going good for them, because my timeline is dry as shit on Sunday.
Man. It's like crickets, bro. For
real. The Cowboys win, though, them would be out there, boy. They've been looking for them. Boy, man, MIA. Anyway, Eagles are coming on down here to Dallas. Their line is a touchdown and a half. Cowboys plus 7.5. And the total is at 43.5. Let's talk about the injury report real quick. We'll start with the Eagles. Let's see here. Darius Slay's been upgraded to probable. Darius Slay been getting cooked a lot lately, man. Upgraded to probable, and Dallas Gobert, tight ends, upgraded to probable hamstring. AJ Brown's upgraded to probable with a knee injury. Jalen Hurts is on here. He's probable. He had an ankle injury, and Ben Van Sermian, linebacker, he had a concussion. He is questionable. For Dallas, obviously the big one is the boy Dat. He is out of there, concussion. So Cooper Rush is going to be making his first start. He came in last week. Long list for the Cowboys. Eric Kendricks, the linebacker, he's questionable with a soldier. Nick Virgil, Deagle, he's linebacker, questionable with a foot. Zeke's upgraded to probable. You know, he had disciplinary actions last week. He was skipping practice. CD, he's probable. Shoulder killing him, but he just got all that money, so he probably feeling like he got to play and shit. Trevion Diggs, he's questionable. Got a calf injury. Micah's questionable with his ankle. They've been saying that shit for like 3 weeks, so I don't know. Deron Bland, the cornerback, he's been downgraded to out. His foot messed up. Wanea Thomas, downgraded to out. He had a concussion. That's the safety. And Tyler Gutton, the tackle, he's questionable with the shoulder injury. LJ from Houston. I've been telling boys this on this show and Jimmy's show, and even Plus has been saying it, man. The Cowboys suck.
Even Dad said it.
He says that sucks. Terrible team. I've been trying to tell people is we can win money fading these guys. With that being said, do you got the Cowboys plus 7.5?
No, I did not. But I don't have the Eagles minus the 7.
I got you. What you looking at?
But what I am going to do, I'm going to take the Eagles in the first quarter because Dallas is 0-3 against the spread. In the first quarter at home, 0-3 against the spread in the first half at home. But I'm just going to stick to the first quarter just because you can tell when you look at lines and props and game props, you can tell how the books are viewing certain teams. So first to score of the game, Marley, they have the Eagles touchdown. They have an Eagles safety. They have an Eagles field goal. They have Cowboys touchdown. They have Dallas field goal. Eagles is plus 145 to score the first touchdown. Dallas touchdown is 260. So that lets me know that they're looking for the Eagles to come out early, you know, saying score on Dallas real fast. And hopefully Dallas can keep up. But I don't believe they can. But I don't want to trust it because they could get a lot of points in garbage time. And let's just say they come back on the Eagles. Because I really don't trust the Eagles. They didn't even cover versus Jacksonville. And Jacksonville is one of the horrible teams in the league. So, not to mention this is a division game. Both these teams know each other. But the fact that Cooper Rush is now back there, I believe he's probably a little bit better than that, to be honest with you. I mean, that's just me. And he probably can move the ball on this team. But all that said, I really didn't play nothing in this game because I see that the Eagles road favorite once again is the trend. They're 5-1 versus teams below 500, and they've won 4 in a row off their bye. But they are 4-11 against the spread in the last 15 games. So they don't cover spread
win
in the last 15. So they don't cover spreads. They just win games. So, and like I said, Dallas is horrible, man. They can't run the ball. They can't stop the run. And they're horrible on third down. 3-13 in the last 3 games. Not to mention, they've given up 42 points at home the last 4 games. They've allowed 34 points the last 3 games. So I'm just going to do nothing in this game. No, I am going to do so. I said first quarter. I'm going to take the Eagles first quarter to score a touchdown. And I don't think the first quarter is out right now. They usually put it out on game day. But I'm going to take the Eagles to win the first quarter and score the first touchdown in the game. And I'm just going to keep it at that because I don't trust anything else. I just believe you could jump on Dallas real quick, you know, and I believe that that's going to continue. No, they don't have the first quarter out yet. It'll be out on game day, but
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. First quarter and the score touchdown first.
Yeah. I mean, I am fading the fucking Cowboys.
Fade them.
Give me the 7.5. I'll
Fade them.
All right.
Fade
Pause.
that.
Goddamn, pause.
Fade them.
Eagles -7. Eagles -7.5. Yeah, man. I don't think Cooper Rush is going to be able to do anything. I think the last time we seen Cooper Rush, he didn't look good to me. I know some people are saying like he did okay. I didn't think he did.
So you said he's not better than that?
No, I don't think he's better than that. Not at all.
Okay.
There's a reason he's the backup. Like,
True.
they see him in practice every day.
Well,
I don't think he's close to that. If he was close to that, Dak wouldn't have got paid. That contract was up. They would have went with Cooper Rush. And I think boys are tripping out because the last time we saw Cooper Rush, he started like the little 6 games. I think he wore like 4 straight. But like that was different. That was a different Cowboy team, bro. They had a run game. I want to say they had Tony and Zeke. Kellen Moore was calling plays.
I give you that one.
Kellen Moore was calling plays. At the time, the offense was probably averaging 20, 30, 25, 30 points a game, and the defense was a lot better. It was built differently. So, this Cowboy team is terrible. They are terrible. This is a division game, and not only are they terrible, they're even worse at home. They're 0-3 at the crib. They play worse at home. Guess what their record is? ATS at the crib. 0-3 at the crib. Meanwhile, Philly's 3-1 on the road. ATS 3-1 on the road straight up. So just playing the numbers for me, and like I said, I don't mind if I lose this bet because the Cowboys have to show me. They have to show me they can win a game at home, and then on top of everything, their last couple games, like that does the fourth quarter shit. That's not playing. They don't got the fourth quarter to build the comeback to cover the spread like they normally do. Like, no. And even Dak said we fucking suck. Like, I'm not saying they suck. Dak saying they suck.
He sure did.
We all know they suck. There's no fucking way. I'm that line could be damn near 10. And it's a division game. And I got a rule: division dog 10 or more, take the dog. I still might not take them with 10 points. Fucking Cowboys. They don't do nothing good defensively. Like, they can't stop the run. I guess. What do they do against the pass? Let me see.
Who?
The Cowboys. I'm looking up their numbers.
210, 210 last 3.
It's not that good. It's not that good. That's like good for like 20th in the league. Yeah. They're 31st. There's only 32 teams in the NFL. They're 31st in points allowed. Like, I feel like Philly is gonna score damn near. I feel like Philly's gonna score damn near 30 points. No, Philly's defense isn't, top notch, so to speak, but they're top 10. At least statistically speaking, points allowed, they're 7th. They're only allowing 18 points a game, less than 200 yards passing, barely over 100-yard rushing. The Cowboys, they're going to rush for like 50 yards, 60 yards at the max. There's no way. The Cowboys are on auto fade.
You saying the Eagles going to embarrass them like everybody else has been doing them at home?
I don't see why not. Just can you give me anything that'll make me think otherwise? Like, is McCarthy going to design some kind of game plan scheme, or is he going to have the team so motivated that they're going to come out and whatever? Is Cooper Rush going to carve up that defense? Is Zeke going to somehow jump back into the fountain of youth? Is the defense gonna finally have a good dang game? I guess maybe Michael Parsons plays, and obviously that helps the defense. That helps the defense in a pass rush, but he was a part of some of those games where they was getting their ass ran through on. So, like, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. And the Eagles' offense is unique with Jalen Hurts. it's a division game, so yeah, touchdown and a half. I get it, but this is one L where it's like if I take this L, I'm just kind of like, all right, they still got to show me again next week because I'm still fading the Cowboys. They are terrible. There's no way. Fucking put my money on the Cowboys. Fuck out of here. What's the team total? Philly team total over.
24 and a half.
Philly team total over. 24 and a half. He said 24.
Yes.
24. Oh, team total over. I'm taking that on Jimmy show. The Cowboys ain't holding nobody to under 24. No way. Fuck out of here. They give up 28
Saquon
points.
Barkley is going to clown on them, bro.
They give up 28 points
I think Saquon's
per
going to clown.
game. There is no way they're holding this offense down.
He's going to have 150 yards.
I did it because the offense scores 24 points, so I get it. So 24 and a half. But they ain't went up against defense like this. This defense just they give it to you. I might have
ain't
to
mad at you. You know, I ain't mad at you at all. I just don't want to risk the whole game with Philly. They be tripping.
7.5 is a touchdown. All right, man. Let's get out of here. We already over an hour, about 20 minutes. Our hometown team, goddamn Texans. We got shit, possibly the best team in the NFC. Maybe even in the NFL. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I do think they're this team in the NFC. I agree. You won't get no argument. You won't get no argument from me. The Lions, man, they coming into town. Sunday night football, taking on the Texans. The line is at 3.5. Totals at 49. If you like the Texans, I think if you wait, you can probably get a better line. Because I think the money's going to come in on Detroit easily. Because I'm not sure anybody's giving us a chance in hell. But let me pull up the injury report really quick for the Detroit Lions. You got start with tackle Tony Decker. He's downgraded to out. He has a shoulder. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, he's downgraded to out. He also has a shoulder. It's linebacker. And Jamison Williams, he's been upgraded to probable. That's the receiver, served his suspension. Josh Pascal, defensive end, he has an illness. Malcolm Rodriguez, the linebacker, he's been downgraded to out with an ankle. It's a lot of illness. The center, Christian Mahogany, he's been upgraded to probable. He has an illness. Sian Baki, upgraded to probable knee. That's the safety. And Meki Wingo, defensive tackle, upgraded to probable. He has an ankle. That's it for the Lions. For the Texans, we have Jimmy Ward, safety. He's upgraded to probable. He has a groin. He's going to finally give it a go, huh? Derek Barnett, DN, he's upgraded to probable. He has a shoulder. Florenzo Fatukasi, the defensive tackle, questionable shoulder. Al-Shahir, Aziz Al-Shahir, our linebacker, upgraded to probable with the knee injury. Who else we got? Nico's upgraded to questionable with the hamstring. I probably wouldn't even play his ass one more game. Just chill out. Damian Pierce downgraded to out with the groin. Jake Hassan, the linebacker, he's questionable with an ankle. Will Anderson Jr., he's out with an ankle.
That's what I was waiting on.
Yep, out. Tank is questionable. Tank Dell, the receiver, he has a back injury. Jared Patterson, the center, probable. He has a concussion. And that is it for your Texans. Same thing as last week, man. Injuries. Got Jimmy Ward back for what that's worth. But Texans are banged up, man. But they're giving us 3.5, and total is at 49. What you got? Who you like?
Detroit, man. I'm going to take Detroit. They're the best team in NFL, man. And I believe they're on a crash course to go to the Super Bowl. If everything work out health wise and they continue to keep clicking the way they're doing, they're going to the Super Bowl. Because even if they do give up points, I think their offense is going to overcome that. You get what I'm saying? And I believe that at the end of the day, if they have to make a stop, and if a team is desperate playing from behind, I believe their defense is good enough to prevail from that. But all that said, all the ATSs and trends that I've been saying all game, Marley, all of them apply to Detroit. Every single last one. I mean, there is not one disadvantage that they have, probably on third down, because they haven't been successfully doing third downs, but it's because they've been scoring on first down. You know, they're a big play offense as well. You know what I'm saying? They don't need third downs to score. You know what I'm saying? And if they are in a third down situation, they could get that third down and keep that ball moving if they have to do that. But all that said, I just believe the Texans are too injured. We don't have Will Anderson. Our pass rush cannot hold up to protect CJ Watt. I mean CJ Watt.
Sure. Yeah.
No, I'm tripping. CJ Stroud. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the line can hold up with CJ Stroud, man. And Nico's hobbling. And the only offensive advantage that we have is Mixon. So, of course, I'm going to take his touchdown. He scored in 4 straight games. So, I'm going to definitely take that. And I'm going to take Fairbairn's field goals over 1.5, 7 out of the last 9 games, 5 straight. But I'm going to be on Detroit minus the 3.5, just because I told you once before, this division is 9-2 straight up versus the AFC South. And Detroit is 4-0 on the road. They've won 6 in a row. The 4-0 against the spread in the first half on the road, 7-1 against the spread overall. Hey, man, Detroit, man, minus the 3.5. And I'm going against my hometown team. But, hey, doesn't apply when we're trying to get paid.
Yeah, man, you know, can't never bet with your heart, man. It's just stupid. It's not really, don't work out for your wallet most of the time. And that's where I am. I'm with you. Best team in the NFC, as we just stated earlier. Offensively, man, I just don't see the fucking weakness. They have 2 running backs, Montgomery and Gibbs, 2 receivers, a tight end. The quarterback has been excellent thus far. I mean, he's been a couple games where he started out 18 for 18 and 17 for 17. Just like what can't they do offensively? They're averaging 30 plus points per game. And we don't have our best pass rusher to put time to give us enough time. I do think they'll do better than most teams offensively. But yeah, I think all we can do is slow them down. I don't think we can stop them. And I don't think we're going to be able to score. I don't know if they score 30, but I think they get 27.
The team total is 26.5. So you're right there, 27.
I think they get 27, you know. And I don't think we get there. Not with the injuries that we have at the wide receiver spot. And not what probably the game plan is going to be because of those injuries and our inability to protect CJ. And with that being said, the Lions can play the run. They're only allowing barely over 100 yards per game, and their weakness is the pass. They're allowing close to 250 yards per game. And we can't protect him enough to throw the fucking ball. And even if we threw the ball, who are we throwing the ball to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think like I said, Nico's questionable. I rest him. We got the Cowboys next week. You know what I'm saying? We lose this game, we're 6-4. We're gonna win. We're gonna beat the Cowboys, even as banged up as we are. That's 7-4. You get the ball back rolling. Get Nico back next week. If Tank's back is killing me, I wouldn't mind. I would tell CJ sit his ass out.
No, you can't do that. It's a prime time game.
I know. It's Sunday night game. But you know, but yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I just don't think we'll have enough firepower offensively.
Yeah, Detroit's rolling, man.
Put enough points to keep
step in front of that. Who's gonna step in front of that right now?
What you watching?
No, I'm talking about who's gonna step in front of Detroit right now. I mean, I don't think any team can step in front of Detroit right now.
Not
In
right
Kansas City,
now.
you know what I'm saying? Like Kansas City's probably the only team that I could see their defense.
Well, I don't know if I got to look at the schedule. I'm trying to think of somebody in the NFC, but no, nobody.
It's not too many teams.
Then they get the Knicks. They get the. If I'm not mistaken, I think they get. I know they get the Vikings at home next time they play, and I think they get the Packers at home next time they play.
Yeah, their
So
next
I know
four
that both
is
their next division game, tough division opponents are at home.
No, listen. Full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all watching next week, because I'm assuming Jacksonville is going to lose to who they play.
Oh,
is a smash spot. Vikings.
Yeah,
they play
right.
the Vikings. I believe Jacksonville gets smashed, right? Next week, Jacksonville on the road in Detroit.
That spread's going to be about 14.
But listen, Detroit is 10-0 against the spread versus teams with 2+ losing streaks. And guess what? The Jags. Trevor Lawrence, I know this would hit stat, but I don't know if I guess it still applies, but in his career, he's only 1-8 on the road versus the NFC in his career. And that was against like a sorry NFC team, like the Bears. I think he beat the Bears on the road. Other than that, he ain't beat no other NFC team in his career on the road. So next week, Marley, is a super smash spot. Detroit. I'm talking about first quarter, first half, full game, team total, all that. You know what would be awesome? I would love for the Texans to upset Detroit. And then they coming off a loss at home versus Jacksonville. Ooh.
That's what we got after the Cowboys?
No, I'm talking about Detroit. I'm saying if we upset Detroit on Sunday and then they have to go home, all the loss versus Jacksonville, I would love for that. But I think it's going to be a smash spot anyway, but that would just be a perfect scenario.
All right, man, let's get the hell up out of here. Before we do that, what's the $5 come up?
Okay, I got two, right? I'm just going to pick my heavy two. 49ers, -6.5. And the Vikings, -7. Those are my two definitely smash spots right there.
What was the Vikes minus what?
7, -7, 7.5, whatever you want to put. 7.
All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna take one of your plays, which was still one of my plays, but I did the spread. But I'm gonna do Falcons money line.
Okay.
Because I just don't think they lose that game. And since we're parlaying it, fuck the 3.5. I don't like the 0.5 that much, but whatever. Then I'm gonna go with the Bills -4.
Okay.
Bills -4. All right, we need one that we both like. What you thinking?
We got to take an under.
Got to take an under.
Or over. A total. Because we got a money line, we got spreads. We got to take, let's see if we can find a good total we can agree on.
What are the totals?
Chargers. What's the Chargers and Titans total? 36?
It's going to be fucking low as shit.
I believe it cashes. Because the Chargers are number one in scoring defense, man. Like, their totals don't even get to 40 at all. But we didn't talk about that game. You get what I'm saying? So I really want to put one that we talked about, to be honest with you.
Wait, say that again?
I said we didn't talk about that game. So
right.
I prefer for us to find one that we
did we just skip it or did I forget it? I'll leave it off.
I mean, we didn't talk about it. It was enough game to talk about. Okay, look, Steelers and Commanders. What are you confident with? Commanders money line?
Ooh, I don't want to be on that game.
You don't want to be on that
game? What's that Chargers game? Where is that?
Okay, look, you said Philly go smash Dallas, Marley. That's what you said.
Philly's gonna smash Dallas, but I was trying to do something we both agreed on.
I mean, I agree too, but I'm taking Philly early. Like, I don't mind if you put it on there because
what's Philly first half? First half is
let's see,
I got 4.
Because
I don't see the Chargers line. That's why. That's why it's not on here.
It's up here, yeah, on Bell Line.
What you got?
Chargers 7.5, but the total is 38.5.
Why it gotta be 7.5? I like 7.
Okay, the first half is -4 for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I got. -4.
Hey man, I don't mind it, bro. But okay, look.
Eagles are okay. Commanders money line.
I mean, hold on.
Or Eagles -7.5.
Tell you, man, I don't trust the Eagles, bro.
Okay, look, I got it. It's the
What?
parlay, right? Oh, but you want to take a total? I was gonna say Lions money line.
Let's do it. Lions money line.
Lions money line.
Because we love for that to be wrong. But if it's right, we cash. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather cash, you know what I'm saying?
What up, Dave?
Than wrong and be happy. We're gonna be happy and wrong.
All right.
So all right, 49ers -6, Vikings -7, Bills -4, Falcons money line, Detroit money line. I like it.
All right, let me see.
I like it.
Let me see.
I like it.
All right, yeah, Vikes -7. Oh shit, 49ers.
Let me see what that is.
-6.5.
But Bills went down to 3.5.
Huh?
The Bills went down to 3.5.
Oh, I like it. I love it. I mean, money's coming in on the coast, though. That's insane. So I'm putting 3.5. Lions money line. All right. And that is it.
$5 come up would get you $76.98. So you might as well say $77.
That's good.
Yeah, that's nice, man. You know, that's a good parlay. We missed it last week on one game. So let's see if we can get over
that. Bitch ass getting hurt. Vikings -7, 49ers -6.5, Falcons money line, Bills -3.5, and it should say Lions money line. I don't know why it just says Lions. And that is your $5 come up. All right, LJ, man, tell the people where they can find you at. Rock Birdie rushing the lights over blind.
Hey, it's been cashing. Been cashing. He's right. They can follow me on X at LJ Sports Media. Also, YouTube, LJ from Houston Raw Words Podcast right now streaming. Go like, go subscribe. And they can find me here, Brothers in Bets.
Yes, sir.
Doing our picks every week. And of course, y'all can find us all on Pub Sports Radio on Sunday with Jimmy the Bag, giving out our NFL plays. We are in the top standings right now. I don't know if I'm still in the head. I'm probably not. But hey, probably in the top 5, me and Marley. So hopefully H-Town can represent once again, and we can stay on top of those standings. And like always, man, let's continue to keep cash. Oh my God.
Yeah. We was 1-2 last week. Unless somebody has an amazing week. I mean, I went 4-1, so I would like to think unless somebody just put in more plays than me, I'm either still top 2.
No, you probably got the lead. You should have the lead.
I'm sure. If not, I'm sure you're still top 5. You know what I'm saying? So
because you was
both
2.
in the top 5.
Yeah, you was number 2. So yeah.
So we both in the top 5. But yeah, man, that's it. I am Marley Betts, and this is Brothers in Bets NFL edition. And fuck, I knew it was the right hand. That right there. That's the homie LJ from Houston. And like always, people, y'all already know what it is. May the odds ever be in your favor. And let's beat Vegas. We out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems. We gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but